Yo, what's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fans? It's your boy Philly Day One, and today, man, we're gonna talk a little bit about Vic talking on the Exciting Mike's podcast and bringing up that he's trying to get retired from playing corner. Um, what that mean? My opinion on that, or what he was trying to say, because it don't seem as black as white as everybody believes it to be. Also, we're gonna talk about Acho. Emmanuel Acho is on Makai Lemon's bumper. Like he's on his head, man. And he talks about how Makai Lemon in this weak wide receiver class is not a first round pick. You could almost say that about any. I don't know about any other player, but you can say that about a lot of players who've been drafted, in the first round. You can say that they probably in another draft you're not that great. You can say that that's why drafts are so important to look at the talent that's there. We're gonna get into that. I almost got into it, but we're gonna get into that in the video. We're gonna talk about how the bread man appeared and one of the hottest young streamers right now. One of the trending hottest most streamers right now, Dean the Great is I guess he's a current boxer, but he's more known for his streaming, his daily streams, and him being with a former world champion, four-time world champion in AB, Adrian Bronner. We'll talk about that in the video. Also, Rick Woolen. I don't think it's ever calmed down. He's back in the lab, but Rick Woolen has been the best. I wouldn't say the best player on defense because we hadn't been hidden, we hadn't sacked, none of that. But Rick Woolen has been an all-star on this Philadelphia Eagles defense. And we're going to talk about what he mean to us and what will be the futures. Like if he continue to play this well, what are we hoping to get out of this 1 year from Rick Woolen? And we're going to talk about that in the video as well. So let's get into it. We'll go straight into the Emmanuel Acho situation. If you follow me, you understand that it's not that I don't want to make it seem like I don't like Emmanuel Acho. I just don't understand why he's so negative when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna play the video, but before I play the video, I want y'all to understand. A lot of the times he's bringing up things. It's not. It's especially when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. It seems like he reaches, like he's really reaching to put a negative light on whatever it is he's talking about. And in this time he's talking about our first round pick rookie, Makai Lemon. And his thoughts are these.
So we do this a lot for quarterbacks, and sometimes quarterbacks get drafted early because it's just a weak quarterback class. Fernando Mendoza, he probably isn't a number one overall pick in normal years. The year of Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix, Fernando Mendoza probably goes fourth or fifth off the board. This was a weak wide receiver class. I don't think Makai Lemon is a first round talent as it pertains to Malik Neighbors, Marvin Harrison,
it's unfair.
CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson.
Well, yeah, because when you say Malik Neighbors, he's a top 10 pick. Marvin Harrison,
Lambs, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I don't think he is a first round talent, but in a weaker wide receiver class, when there was a dearth of top wide receivers, Carnell Tate ends up going top 5 overall. Now Makai Lemon gets overdrafted, and that's really probably going to be used against him the entirety of his career.
And he's playing.
Acho don't believe that he's a first round talent. The wide receiver class of 2006, 26 is weak at wide receiver. I don't know. I mean, I don't know right now who are the wide receivers that came out. But you do. There's a lot of people who say Makai Lemon was very productive, whether he played the slot or outside. They moved him around. One on one, no, you. I think the Philadelphia Eagles one on one ain't hoping for Makai Lemon to beat guys one on one. I think most of the stuff that we want from Makai Lemon is schemed based. He is a wide receiver who's going to get his production with the scheme. Um, Now, when you're going one on one, we got a guy for that. We got Smitty. Devontae Smith is our one on one guy, and we're hoping that Dontavian Wicks is also a guy who can beat his matchups one on one, make some contested catches, and Makai Lemon would be somewhere around the line of that. Um, First round talent. I'm gonna be real with you guys, man. I did not believe that we go slot wide receiver for a first round pick. That's just what the draft looked like. I think we were head on getting some help at wide receiver, and we went to go get some help at wide receiver. I don't think that this is a bad pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. More than anything, I just don't agree. He brought up Marvin Harrison Jr. All right, I went to go look at some stats from Marvin Harrison Jr. Malik Neighbors is legit. Legit. He has other world talent. He had other world talent. Like he might not recover from this knee injury because he looks pretty hobbly. I hope that goes well for him, but he might be a shell of himself after this injury. But Marvin Harrison Jr. to bring Marvin Harrison Jr. in and he came to come get all the targets. And his first year, he did 62 catches, 885 yards, and 8 TDs. That's a pretty good year, but that's a receiver 2 year. These are stats for a receiver 2. He got this as a receiver 1. Second year, 2025, he had 41 catches, 608 yards, and 4 TDs. If Makai Lemon does this, he was worth that pick. A first round pick, because Marvin Harrison Jr. is a first round pick. If Makai Lemon, I honestly, like, we giving a full, I want y'all to comment and tell me a good season for Makai Lemon. Let me know what y'all think that is, going by catches, yards, and touchdowns. Okay, a good season, in my opinion, a good season for Makai Lemon is 35 catches, 500 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I say that, and I give him those numbers strictly because he's not coming in here to play wide receiver 2. He's coming in here to compete for wide receiver 2, but he's not coming in here to play in wide receiver 2. And 2, this is a tight end heavy offense. So it's Devontae Smith, it's Dallas Goedert. I don't want to say Johnny Mutt. It's Dallas Goedert, maybe Dontavian Wicks, and then maybe Makai Lemon. But he's coming here at least at wide receiver. As option 4 amongst the passing game. And that's not if they don't put Tank Bigsby and Saquon Barkley as passing options as well, because that's something that's going to be added in there with the pass game coordinator who came from the Buccaneers. So I would love to hear what y'all got, what y'all would think a really good season for Makai Lemon is. This is awesome. I'm really happy with that those catches, those yards, and those touchdowns for me with Makai Lemon. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We're moving on, and we're gonna go into the we're gonna go into Dean the Great. Dean the Great, who is a boxer. I think he's on YouTube, but he is a boxer mainly known for streaming all day. He's hanging out with Adrian Bronner. And they do this thing where they dress alike. I think those 2 guys are very, very funny. It's an ignorant type of funny though, So if you don't really like all the ignorance, the antics, you might not like it. But if you're somebody who don't mind the ignorance and the antics and stuff like that, you probably love them. They're funny than a mug, in my opinion. But he I guess he got into an altercation with Adrian Broner. It's not uncommon from what I'm hearing. He got into an altercation. He was pretty mad about it. So he sits in the car, and lo and behold, Jalen Carter comes over. Jalen Carter comes over, and the interaction was it was just he just didn't know who Jalen Carter was. Had he known who Jalen Carter was, maybe this would have been a different kind of interaction. I'm gonna play.
It's okay. It was all fabric.
Yo,
No skin.
let me get on stream. This shit real, man. No birds. All the way, number 4.
All right.
Yeah, he initially tried to move he tried to move his hand off the window. But I don't believe he knew who Jalen Carter was. Otherwise, I think it's a different kind of reaction. Um, so Vic Fangio was on the exciting mics, and he made a comment of, "Coop, maybe hopefully your cornerback days are over." And I know everybody went crazy about it. I was somebody who did go crazy about it as well, and I think he was referring to outside corner. Um, Cooper Jean is going to play nickel, and in a nickel package. He's going to play slot corner. But in base defenses, he's going to play safety. I think he can do both. At a high level, I think he can do both. Kind of like Charles Woodson. I think he can do both at a high level. So, but the interaction they had, man, while saying it and stuff like that, it was pretty cool, man. And which we're gonna see here.
Coop, your days at corner hopefully are over, but I will also tell you, you better stay honed up at corner. If things
What about safety?
Yeah, he's gonna. There
Still
hasn't been
learning.
much said that Coop might be is replacing Reed part time.
Hey,
See, now when he said your corner days are over, he didn't specify what kind of corner. He's going to most definitely play nickel. Like Vic Fangio has said plenty of times in so many media, that he likes Cooper DeJean at nickel corner, slot corner. So the safety part of it, he's going to have a blast with putting him in there as safety. But when it comes down to nickel, if there is a nickel corner, Cooper DeJean will be playing nickel. So we're not going to get used to seeing Coop playing a lot of safety. You know what I'm saying? Because we're mainly in nickel packages. So Marcus Epps is going to be somebody who's very valuable to this team when it comes to that. So Vic pretty much likes the whole team. Like he said, it's the guys behind the perceived starters. So we're also going to talk about Rick Woolen. Since we own corners, Rick Woolen has been a star for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been way better than I thought that he was going to be. I cut him off short, but after seeing or hearing some of the plays that he was making in OTAs, 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, he's very instinctive. He's so long. He's fast. He's going to make these wide receivers so good. Dontavian Wicks, I think, is already on a trending up with movements and how he attacks the position. And I think he's going to be a big part of this offense altogether. But Rick Woodland is going to make people hold that rock. He's going to make people hold that rock. He's a ball hawk. He catches very well. And just him paired up with Quinyon Mitchell, he's going to get a lot of targets because people are not going to throw to Quinyon Mitchell. So Rick Woolen is going to be an all-star. And this is what I think. Since we're on this topic, what do we do? He's on a 1-year deal. That means he plays for us this year. Next year, he's a free agent. What do we do? If he plays as good as he's been playing, you give him a contract. You give him a contract, and you give the bread man a contract. Those guys are locks. Nolan Smith get off this year. You know, I guess you could talk about it, but the bread man gets paid. Rick Woolen gets paid, and we can go off for a long stretch of this kind of play. Having just those two guys, we can go off for a long stretch having some good play. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you don't miss no video. And we out. Let's go Birds.